Good morning, distinguished colleagues and friends. Happy to welcome you at Tashkent, Uzbekistan. You are very much welcome. My story will focus today briefly on the company I represent and on the changes we're running in the company. We at Uzbekneftegaz are being transformed, and starting 2019, Uzbekneftegaz has divided. In former days, we were both operators and regulators in the industry and a commercial company. And since 2019, we have been debundling, and now we're only in the E&P production and transportation of products. Regulatory functions are now lie with the Ministry of Energy, which was duly established. The operator of the gas transportation network is covered by Uztransgaz, a separate company from Uzbekneftegaz now. And our primary goal is to become a worldwide player, starting with the regional market, and to become an independent energy company, well diversified, covering pretty much everything from production of hydrocarbons to selling highly liquid products. That is the key, the landmark events covering all through the end of last year. I will not go into details of that. I guess you can see the progress we've been making in this area in our company. Another point to mention specifically, today we as a company are looking at a special day. We are planning to make it to the market of Euro bonds, and the first trading of Uzbekneftegaz Euro bonds will start in the morning, London time, today. This is the organizational structure of Uzbekneftegaz, and this is how the transformation worked. At the moment, we are covering all which is there at the bottom, blue and orange. Those are the corporate colors of our company. We produce liquid hydrocarbons, natural gas. We process them and natural gas into products which we sell. Our key facilities are in the southern part of Uzbekistan, the so-called Bukhara Refinery plateau, which is home to the major fields of oil and gas. There we have all our major processing plants located. The first gas processing plant in Central Asia, including the Shurtan gas processing plant, the Shurtan gas chemical plant. 20 years ago, we started to make polymers there. Uzbekistan GTL is being built in the same region, and also up there in the north you can see Uzkor Gas Chemical, a JV between us and our South Korean partners making polyethylene and polypropylene. This is a nutshell story with the parameters of the Bukhara Refinery, which we inherited. By the way, we have several refineries, the biggest being the Fergana Refinery, which has a very long track record. It is now owned by the state and managed by the former Jizakh Petroleum Company. And I guess the colleagues from that company will be speaking with a detailed presentation. Meanwhile, the Bukhara Refinery is our key production unit to make all kinds of fuels, which we supply to all the consumers locally, domestically. We have a bit of operation near Tashkent, the Chinaz Refinery, but volume-wise it is not as large as Bukhara or Fergana refineries. But to cover the demand of the city of Tashkent and the Tashkent region, we are partially using that refinery. And I hope going forward we will be upgrading that facility to make cleaner products. Next facility to mention is the Shurtan gas chemical complex, which will be celebrating 20 years in business this year. It focuses on processing of natural gas, and it makes polyethylene. Along with that, the plan is to expand its operations going forward, and I have a detailed slide on that. Ustyurt gas chemical complex is the latest of our active facilities of the kind. It is a JV with our Korean partners, where we process more than 4 billion cubic meters of natural gas. We make high-density polyethylene and polypropylene. And just one point to mention, it is important here. Last year, even considering the pandemic throughout the world, where the demand was dropping, we also had high inventories. But by the end of last year, we saw another production boom in Uzbekistan, and instead of exporting, we are primarily supplying the products from Shurtan and Ustyurt to the domestic market consumers. We are losing a bit of our volumes and our market share in the markets which are traditional for us, that is Russian Federation and Kazakhstan, but the demand is high now and the market is growing. We are happy with that, and we hope that our new projects will cover the demand. This is next to the Shurtan gas chemical complex. Right next door to that, we are completing now the Uzbekistan GTL project. It's a large construction undertaking, and it is designed to process 3.6 billion cubic meters of natural gas to make more than 1 million tons of liquid hydrocarbons. Here in the presentation, there is a bit of a shift, but I guess you can make out what it is all about. By the end of this year, we plan to finish it up in terms of construction and continue with pre-commissioning and commissioning works. More details about that will be delivered tomorrow by my colleague heading the Uzbekistan GTL operations. This is the Shurtan GCC capacity expansion project. It is very closely linked with the GTL project of ours. The GTL1 will be processing pure natural gas to make diesel, jet, and naphtha, which is very important, and that naphtha will be processed at the Shurtan gas chemical plant to make additional volumes of PE and PP, which are now in very high demand domestically, even though we hope to export those as well. Yet, domestic demand has been rising very fast, and we're happy with that. We are also considering some other promising projects. Some are already being pursued, focusing on the expansion of our outputs of products with higher added value, starting with MTO projects all the way to smaller scale projects for processing steam cracking distillates and other possible products which could be used as a feedstock for the GTL plant and the Shurtan and Ustyurt facilities. That is briefly the projects which we are considering doing in the nearest future. Those are our development partners involved with our projects. I think I didn't take the 20 minutes I was allocated to make sure we're on time, since we were a bit late with the start. Thank you so much for your attention, and we're looking forward to questions when the time comes.